Welcome everybody to Opportunity Launch and our nightly training here every Tuesday evening. We definitely want to share some wealth principles and things to help you, move your business forward. But first of all, get in the right foundation. And there's no better person that I can think of that knows that information than James Harnsberger, the Wealth and Tax Guru. And we've got a phenomenal program that has been put together especially for our Opportunity Launch community. He's certainly got a very large and celebrity clientele, millionaire clientele, and his courses are already, currently being actively sold online through others, but we've put together some additional value, some unique supports that are only exclusive to Opportunity Launch. So those of you who, are familiar with other types of programs and so forth, there's nothing like these. What he's put together for us, I promise you that. And we want to share a little more on those details on really exactly with the program and the offer we have, what it does for you, and what exactly it is and what it isn't. What sweat equity, as they say, that you need to put into it, to building your own company, your own business. But certainly the leverage of what he provides for us is amazing. So with that, definitely proud to again present to the Opportunity Launch community, the Wealth and Tax Guru, James Harnsberger. Take it away, James.
Well, thank you very much, Coach Marcus. And again, it's my honor and my privilege to actually sit down and be able to work through some of these things and bring some of the unique things that we're going to be working with Opportunity Launch exclusively on. And I think the easiest place to probably start is to just let people know that you're right, there are a lot of programs out there, and unfortunately, a lot of them don't have adequate disclaimers or disclosures, and that was one of the things that we wanted to make sure that we, had all of that addressed up front so that we could do the videos and answer the questions and provide the support so that people understood that, when you have a business, there are two fundamental aspects to your business that are critical to you having an understanding in order to be successful. Number one, the ability to know, understand, and manage your finances is critical to success. And two, understanding and knowing how taxes impact you in your business is essential. Most businesses that fail in the first 5 years, a good number of them fail because the taxes get out of control and nobody's sitting down and helping that woman or that man in that business to really manage that tax side of it. And that's why we're very excited to be working with Opportunity Launch.
Terrific. And definitely, right now, if a person who really doesn't understand that, certainly there are a lot of things that you see on TV on how you can start your own business, and, traditional ways that people think that, these are the authorities or credible resources that you go to, because they market themselves that way, so that they can attain, the profits they do once they get you in their web of what it's actually going to cost to do that. And, I don't know how, you share with, me, I call a spade a spade. I name names and I speak on companies by name. I'm not sure, if if that's always so tactful on how you do it, but certainly if you would share some of the other types of services that people are aware of where they can go and do paperwork incorporation and kind of what happens when they, just get in at that entry level, what they thought, and then what it actually takes to complete what they started.
Well, yeah, and I mean, there's 1,000 of them out there on the internet. And I mean, the biggest one that you see advertised the most, and I'm certainly not going to say anything bad about them. I think they've got a great business model. It has its limits, but that's LegalZoom.com. And they do a good job, and also they do a pretty good job at disclaiming. They'll tell you right on their site, they're not giving you legal advice, and they're not giving you tax advice, and they tell you right there before you hit the enter button to buy the corporation to check with your tax advisor. And the problem there is your tax advisor might just be the person that is really good at filling out forms but doesn't know the comprehensive understanding of all aspects of federal tax law, all 50 states, all of the jurisdictions that affect international tax law with regard to U.S. tax policy. And so you're going to get what you know, pretty much what you pay for, not much.
Absolutely. And you know, when it comes to, again, you know, getting what you're paying for, you know, certainly, if anyone's looked at any of our previous, um, you know, webinars or the website, you know, for the value of what we have at the discounted price, that may not, you know, be available again at the time of this recording. So I'll just say review what's on there. But you know, let's speak about the specific type of package of what you've put together for Opportunity Launch, what it does, what it doesn't do, because a lot of people, you know, still feel like that, you know, if they get this type of information, that it's gonna be lost in translation for them on how to do it. What actually is done for them, and what is it that they actually need to do so they understand the value of what they're actually, you know, getting with what you put together here.
Absolutely, and happy to do that. Basically, $247 is what you're paying for the entire course and the bonus course on how to properly form a corporation. There are 12 lessons that are in the back office in your member site with all the tools, all the support, an appendix of sample forms, and the bonus course on how to build $50,000 in corporate credit. Now, it's absolutely true that you can go out and do this on your own. If you go to LegalZoom.com and form your own corporation, whatever state that you're in, there is a statutory fee called state filing fees. Every state's different. And LegalZoom will charge you probably $340 plus the state filing fees. And then if you want to have them get your tax ID number, you add that. And if you want a corporate book, you add that. If you want a corporate seal, you add that. And if you want it shipped and handled to you, then you add that. And so we looked at all of these models, and having been forming corporations for over 30 years for business owners, what we said is, look, if you're a member of the Opportunity Launch family and you buy the course, you get the membership for the first 2 months for free. Absolutely. I'm buying it. I'm paying it for you. I'm taking that first 2 months and taking care of your membership. And then after that, we negotiated a deal with Coach Marcus that you only have to pay a membership fee, $15 a month, and you can cancel anytime. You have all the support that's available to you to form that corporation and start that credit process. So the corporation, again, the state filing fees are set by the statute of each state, and we will do everything, including ordering your book, putting all of the bylaws together, getting the stock certificates issued, getting your corporate seal, getting your federal and state tax identification number, getting all of that, put that all together, put that in a box, and ship it to you bright, shiny, and new. And the processing fee that we will charge you is $248, period. No add-ons, no hidden cost, etc. Then you move to the credit program after your corporation's formed, about 3 weeks down the road, let's say. Then you will start the credit process, and we will put you in touch and assign you a credit agent specialist with the broker who will work with you each week, getting your Dun & Bradstreet set up, making sure that your Yelp ad for your corporation is done correctly, and then building your trade account credit, then your merchant account credit, then your lines of credit, your business lines like a gold card. I've got a Wells Fargo business line gold card, MasterCard that's got like a $30,000 limit on it. So they'll work with you building that credit. If you need auto and equipment leasing for your landscaping or bakery business, they'll work with you in getting that all set up. No personal guarantee, no personal credit as a Social Security number because your corporation has its own tax ID number and identity. And the broker's retail price on that is $899, but because we send them so much business, we've gotten basically at his cost at $499. And that that guarantee that we were talking about, Coach Marcus, is if after 90 days you don't have at least $50,000 in corporate credit, then you get that $499 refunded to you. All you have to do is every week follow the instruction of your credit specialist, and each week do what they tell you to do when they tell you to do it, and that guarantees and assures your success. And if at the end, and so far they haven't had to refund any money that I've been aware of, at the end, if you don't have that $50,000 in credit, then you get your $499 back.
Wow, James. Now, repetition is the best teacher. Is sometimes people they don't hear what you say; they hear what they wanted, to hear. And so, I think it's amazing what you said that I think is worth just repeating and clarifying for those that didn't catch it the first time. And because once you say the word, course and training, and I like that about what you're doing, because certainly there are sources that only want you to pay them and they don't want you to know how to do this information yourself. Even though it's your option, you give them that ability with the course to learn the process themselves so that if they want to repeat the process in the future, they can do it themselves for a lot less than going through any third-party sources. But for the 247 amount of forming your corporation, that I understand you to say not only do they have the materials that they could go through and do it themselves, but you actually put together the bylaws, the paperwork, and everything so they don't have to do it themselves and
Yeah,
ship it
Coach
through.
Marcus, let me explain why that's so important. As
Thank you.
tax experts, we want to make sure that that corporation is built like a custom home, like our custom home that we live in. I don't want a track home. When I finally reached a level of success, we wanted a custom home. And I think a corporation should be as unique as the man or woman and the business owner behind that. And so we want to encourage you to work with our experts to form that corporation, get those bylaws the right way, make sure the right people are serving as the officers, make sure the stock certificates are issued correctly, make sure you actually have a corporate book, a corporate seal, a tax ID number for state and federal, and make sure that it actually gets shipped out to you, delivered to your house, so that when you get it, we get you on the phone and walk you through the 13 places of documents where you have to sign before you go to the bank and open up your corporate bank account. And the only way that we can be assured that that's going to be done correctly is to encourage you to use one of our experts. And frankly, I'm not making a dime on $248. Trust
Right.
me. I'm hoping at some point in the future we will build loyalty and trust, and that we will gain a new client. And let me throw in one more last thing, because Santa Claus came early today, and he told me that anybody in the Opportunity Launch family that buys the course will absolutely get $100 off on their first service fee if
Whoa.
they use us to do the services. So it's not going to cost you $247, because you're going to save $100 the minute you use
Whoa.
us to help you form it, and that is a gift from Santa Claus.
Wow. Now, you didn't even tell me that one. So, I don't believe in Santa Claus until right now.
There you go.
And his name is James Hardsburg.
There you go.
Well,
Santa's
listen,
helper.
absolutely. Now, I like how you're transparent. I'm transparent with Opportunity Launch. The reason I give all these value products away for free and training and marketing, it's the Google model, it's the Facebook model, the Twitter model, that free is
Right.
valuable. Free is valuable.
Right.
It's not free, but this discounted offer to get people aware of what you can do. Yes, there are some additional services and that you provide that are above the 247 that you want people's business, for them to work with you. And certainly there are people that are, they're really looking for those done for you types of services because they just may not feel confident. It's great to have the $15 monthly course, monthly support that's available for you. Are there other types of support things that for a specific cost that people would gladly pay for the convenience, of getting through all this legal speak information that you also provide or hope
Yeah,
to
we
provide.
have a whole host of tax service support, consultation to answer questions. If you have IRS problems, we have a support model inside of the member site there, and we'll give you the consultation and answer the questions, because we want you to know before you make decisions what your options are. And I believe in an educated client, not treating clients like a mushroom, keeping them in the dark and feeding them you know what. I want the client to know basically what their options are. Then if you want to hire us to help you solve that problem or take that next step, because you're part of the Opportunity Launch family, you're going to get a significant discount on that. And we're happy to step in and walk you through and hold your hand and educate you through the process so that you have the peace of mind to know that you've got experts helping you through the process, and they're not going to leave you out there in the ether, somewhere in the internet, lost on the cloud, wherever the cloud is. I still haven't found the cloud, but wherever that is, you're not going to be lost.
Wow. Okay, terrific. So one question that I have, um, as I'm going forward to do something new, I actually also have a special gift that I'm actually rolling out here um, this month. I'm looking to really help more people move into what I call the owner's box and ownership. So many programs and things online, and certainly the real number one income earner in most companies is the owner. So, and that's what I want to help more people share in. And I'm looking to form a corporation that I can have members of Opportunity Launch actually be a part of that corporation. Can you advise me kind of just a little on, you know, if we're setting up a corporation like that and we want to do it as a team and have, a bunch of other people part of that corporation, how is that something that your services can help me do working with a bunch of team members that may want to become business owners here?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we would look at probably doing something like a trade association type corporation,
Hmm.
and it actually works very effectively. But we certainly have the capability, the knowledge, and the expertise, and the people that can help us help you do that. And everything is possible. I mean, my goodness, we live in America, so everything's possible. We just have to get, kind of a direction of what your vision is, and then go to work and try to figure out the best way to put that thing together.
And the safety net of that is a separate entity, so none of the individual participants' personal credits or livelihood are at stake with being a part or in partnership with the corporation as an entity. Is that correct?
No, it's separate, completely separate. Yeah, absolutely.
Wow. So that is very valuable information. Let me ask, what would you advise, for those who are definitely getting ready to go into this tax season? They've normally, you know, just got all those receipts together that they were told to do and, go down and try to get that rapid return or that filing there for taxes. What are some things that you would recommend to them that they really need to think about before they go down that same road of how they've, traditionally done their taxes as business owners here and network marketers who may not know some other strategies?
I would answer the question with a question.
Hmm.
How do you know what you do not know
Mm,
when you file your tax return?
mm.
And the answer to that question is when someone can show you what you could not see, then you will know what you did not know.
That is powerful coaching. I always tell people a great coach is someone that can give you answers to questions you didn't even know to ask. You know,
Correct.
and that's the information that you have that's going to be shared with a lot of people. I know people themselves, they have some questions or comments, and then we have others that are just also getting started with the process as well on the line. And for those of you that are familiar with GoToMeeting, if you want to raise your hand here. We'll have a couple minutes. Really respect, James's time. I know he was telling me about people flying in and certain holiday things going on, but spend this time with
They're
us.
actually arriving right now, yes.
Okay. Well, I'm definitely not going to keep you too long, but certainly if you
That's right.
have a question or comment, someone go ahead and raise your hand so I can definitely get your microphone open for you to get a question in here before we go. So as I scroll down the list here, I think most people that are here are familiar with GoToMeeting and know how to do that. And you've opened up the Pandora's box there. One of our participants has already entered in. They want to know about that $100. Uh, does that apply to them? That's already bought the course. Do they get that offer as
Yeah,
well?
so we're retroactive. If they've already bought the course, we're retroactive and give them a $100 credit off of any service. And if they've already started the service, then I will put $100 in their PayPal.
Oh, awesome, man. Wow. I tell you there. And just the last thing, again, just reiterate and repetition. I know one of the questions for you that I wanted to make sure that I'm looking for, like you said, a lot of people have seen these things before, and I know you build in different levels, and one of those levels that you get to, ends with, usable lines of credit. Can you talk about the building blocks of the different types of credit that people are going to have so people know that it's, not, just some hypothetical type of, just credit line available, but it's actually usable money for things for your business, not only furniture, computers, and other things, but, actual liquid cash for growing your business.
Well, it's very important to understand that corporate credit is nothing compared to personal credit. You have several types and tiers of corporate credit with a new corporation. You have trade credit, and I'll come back to each of these in a moment. Trade credit, T-R-A-D-E, trade credit. Then you have merchant credit. Then you have what is called credit lines or lines of credit. Credit lines or lines of credit. Those are like cash, and I'll come back to those in a moment. Then you have leasing credit, which can be equipment, can be fixtures, or can be vehicles. That's traditionally the most that you see in that. Trade credit is trade accounts that report automatically on a regular basis to Dun & Bradstreet to help get you a score, a Paydex score between 70 and 80. 80 is the highest you can get in a corporate Paydex credit score, and that's the equivalent of like an 890 FICO. So you want trade credit where you buy something and pay it net 10 days after invoice, and you get that reported to Dun & Bradstreet, and you want to build 3 to 5 trade accounts immediately. Merchant credit is like Staples. I have a Platinum Staples card with a $10,000 limit on it. I have a Home Depot card with a $9,000 limit on it, I believe. These are merchant credit where the merchant provides you a credit card that's good at their place of business to buy equipment, supplies, whatever you might need. You want at least 4 to 6 of those accounts that also report immediately on a regular basis to Dun & Bradstreet to help build your Paydex score. Once you have those 2 foundations built, the third of the stool is credit lines. And a credit line could be issued by Wells Fargo, Chase Manhattan. It can be any one of the institutions, the banks, MasterCard, whatever. I have one. It's a Wells Business Line Gold MasterCard. I believe the limit on that is $30,000. So if I took that card and I went down to the bank, I could actually draw off a cashier's check up to the limit of that card, or I could go down and buy a car with that if I didn't want to lease the car. In other words, it's just like any other MasterCard. It has a credit line on it, The reason the credit line is different than just a regular credit card is the rates of interest in the term is very different for corporate credit than your personal credit. And what people need really is more literacy in understanding credit to begin with, and understand corporate credit is a very different animal and a very different set of procedures. And we have been working with clients for many years, helping them build their credit as well as build their wealth by helping them manage their taxes and manage their cash flow. And you know, I've been very successful, very blessed by God in all of the talents that He gave me. And I've reached a point, to be honest with you, Coach Marcus, like I told you when we first talked, I want to take this to 1 million men and women that need this desperately to help them build their business and bring hope back to this country, that this is the greatest country in the world. And if I can do my part, I hope at some point I will earn the trust and loyalty that they'll want to be a client of the firm. And it's not complicated.
Wow. Last thing, James, I really appreciate your time. Last thing, I just want to just go to the minds of those, you know, millions of people out there, like you said, that need this, and just speak to it from their point of view. And if you could just answer to this mindset that I want to bring to you. James, it all sounds great, Coach Mark, but you don't understand. I have, this amount of debts. I have these collectors. I have this foreclosure. I have these medical things on my credit report. I can't even get a department store car. I can't even, you know, I can't even get a car loan or anything like that. And, can I really, is anyone really going to let me build a corporate credit portfolio with this and not take into account all this, negativity of information that I've suffered financially right now?
You know, one thing that I've learned over many years working with wealthy people is that they have about 6 or 7 things that are very common in all of them. And one of the things that's very common is when somebody poses something to someone who's wealthy, they don't say, I can't. They say, how can I? And all I can do is tell you that it doesn't require your personal credit. They don't care about your personal credit. Your corporation is a separate person. And when you go through the process, you'll know what you didn't know before. You'll be educated, you'll have financial literacy, and you'll have a new world open up in front of you that is built around your corporation. And I can't make it any simpler than that.
I know you can't. And hopefully, simple is the successful way. People understand that, look, the mind is like an umbrella. It only works when it's open. Open your mind and receive what's definitely being given to you that you're not going to find anywhere else. James, thank you for your time. Enjoy your holiday season and so forth, and we'll look forward to you talking again next and start speaking on some of those wealth principles with that book
Absolutely.
owner. Thank you again for your time.
It's my pleasure, and God bless, and Merry Christmas. Thank you very much.
All right. Good night, everybody.